Alright, hello, and welcome to the playback of our Microsoft Surface event that occurred in the Milwaukee area as a part of our After Work Network Milwaukee events on June 24th. So, talking today about the Microsoft Surface, the Surface 3 that's out. That's Microsoft's dedicated hardware platform with their neat kind of tablet plus laptop plus desktop replacement type devices. So again, the Surface 3 is what's out. Surface 4 is coming out soon. We don't have an exact release date, expecting it the fall or later part of this year. But Surface 3 is still a fantastic product with some great promotions going on in it right now. And of course, the Windows 10 upgrade is free, so no reason to hold back. If you need new devices, the Surface 3 is a fantastic option. So again, some of the defining features of your Surface product is the multi-position kickstand in the back that lets you go from tablet to laptop. Built right in, it doesn't add any weight, doesn't add any bulk to it. It's really fantastic and kind of fun to play with, clicking it into multiple positions. Again, there's two lines of this product, and we'll get into each of those: the Surface and then the Surface Pro. The Pro has even more angles you can choose from. The Surface just has three, though the three makes sense that they do have, having used a regular Surface for some time. Again, they have the type cover that's magnetically stable, so you can work comfortably on your lap or at your desk. At home, I've had this device, and you can place it on your lap, and it can feel like it's stable enough to type on. Then the Surface Pen, which comes included when you buy a Surface Pro, and is a separate option when you buy a Surface, gives you a natural writing experience. It's got that wrist rest protection when you're in OneNote. And again, you can just one click of the Surface Pen launches OneNote, even if the screen is locked, so you can capture notes really quickly on your device. They feature everything from an Atom processor all the way up to an i7, a multi-core processor. Has the fourth generation of the Intel's i3s, i5s, i7s. Has that great 10-inch, if you're talking Surface, or 12-inch Full HD display with two cameras, both front and back, 5-megapixel HD camera. Full USB 3.0 support and a micro SD reader, as well as standard mini DisplayPort. You can take, if you've got Apple mini DisplayPort to VGA converters, you can use them. You can go from a single mini DisplayPort to 4 DisplayPort, and then go from 4 into 4 different monitors on different platforms, and they all work. So even a small Surface can drive multiple displays and full HD displays, all the way on up to the Surface Pro can drive 8 simultaneous displays off of its display ports that are built into it. So this is something that can lock into a docking station. Microsoft makes a Surface-specific docking station and can easily be locked into a dock at your desk and launch and run multiple displays. 6 things that an iPad can't do that are all possible on your Surface Pro 3. Side-by-side multitasking. I just think it's funny every time I see a commercial for a phone or a tablet that can have 2 programs open at the same time. That's a user experience we've had since Windows 3.1, right? And certainly kind of perfected in Windows 7 with being able to snap it to one window to the left and snap another window to the right, or be able to do the arrow interface and flip between them. Our favorite, Alt-Tab. Again, all those multitasking features you're used to in Windows are here. Again, Windows view for mobile is that one operating system is going to run your quote-unquote mobile device as well as your desktop. So you never have to switch and learn multiple user platforms or multiple interfaces or multiple keystrokes and commands. You can run full Office. This is full Windows. You can run full Office. You can present full PowerPoint presentations. You can work in Word and Excel, not Word and Excel Online, not an app designed to look like Word or Excel without a mouse. You can do your full productivity applications at full speed. You can browse without limitations. Again, you can use Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, Flash, Silverlight. Everything is going to work, and every plugin is going to be supported because it is the full Windows, as well as Windows 10, obviously, for free. You can work with any USB peripheral. When I gave this presentation, using a USB pointer works just fine. Any USB device that works with Windows works with your Surface product. You can have multiple user profiles. People can log into these devices using your Windows domain. When you buy a Surface through authorized distributor channel like IT Pros, you're going to be able to buy every one of our Surfaces and Surface Pros come with Windows 8.1 Pro, not Home, not some knockoff version, but actual Pro which means it can be domain joined, as BitLocker has all the features that a business and corporate user needs to be able to hand. Again, built-in kickstand and a first-party keyboard. Again, Apple's not making those. They're letting all the third parties make all those devices, as to where Windows is actually and Microsoft are providing their keyboard to ensure that it's that it works perfectly with the unit. 6 things an Android tablet can't do that are all possible on your Surface 3. You can get your full Windows security and malware protection. You can receive timely updates, just like you're used to with normal Windows updates. You can run full desktop applications like Office. You get that consistent application experience from your Windows device. And you can work with peripherals and plug in USB devices, mini DisplayPort, regular driver compatibility, things like that. 6 things a Chromebook can't do that are all possible on the Surface 3. Again, Surface 3, not the Pro necessarily, but the 3 is price point targeted to beat back Chromebooks, even in education and in lab environments. You can buy, especially when you're buying 5 or more units or 10 or more units, there's even more special pricing programs. So if you are an academic institution, you can still buy and get that same volume buying power and get those cheap devices, just like you're using it that you went to Chromebook for to interact with Google, and instead of getting an OS that doesn't work all the time, you get full Windows. Again, you can run local applications, not only web applications. You get the full Office. You get applications and desktops. It works well offline or with limited bandwidth, as to where Chromebooks, offline usage of a Chromebook is pretty limited. And it can work with many different peripherals and has pen input for your students, your design classes, your signatures if you're a lawyer, your form fill-outs and signatures if you're in medical, all that fully supported within the Microsoft Surface through first-party Microsoft-related products related to the Surface device. Again, it's a laptop, it's a tablet, has fantastic battery life, 8 to 10 hours. You can run the full Microsoft Office suite. You can execute your normal corporate VPN. You don't need a separate mobile VPN platform or process. You get a file system. All these tricks to Dropbox and Box, when you give out mobile devices that aren't running the Microsoft platform, now people are installing and signing up for things like Dropbox just to be able to get file data from their mobile device back to their desktop and back. And really, that's just spreading your corporate data around. When if you just have a regular file system, it's going to work. You get multiple displays in a standard like mini DisplayPort to regular HDMI. The built-in kickstand, the typepad cover, touch and write with palm recognition, and the available complete accidental damage and advanced replacement warranties, which are available. Better than a Chromebook, better than a Google tablet, better than an Apple iPad or MacBook Air, with a single vendor solution where your hardware, your software, and your operating system and cloud solutions are all coming through Microsoft, bundled with Office 365. It becomes a really powerful single vendor type solution. There's exclusive bundles available from providers like ITP. So again, when you're buying it at Microsoft.com or the Microsoft Store, you're actually getting a slightly different product than what we're able to purchase. Some of those key differences are going to get Windows 8.1 Pro instead of Home. You're going to get 2 additional gigs of RAM for free when you buy it through Business Channel to power those business applications. And you're going to be able to buy exclusive bundles that we're able to offer. So like one of the bundles we have running now, you can get a Surface 3, a typepad cover, and a pen for $678.98. And if you go right onto the Microsoft Store right now and try to buy that direct from Microsoft, it's going to be more expensive, and you're not going to get 2 gigs of RAM, and you're going to have Windows Home. But so better pricing, all you need to do that's exclusive for you as a business customer, not when you're buying in the retail channels. And these bundles get better, and we have other options. You can do a Surface plus the dock plus a pen. You could do a Surface plus a dock plus the Microsoft Arch mouse, built-in Bluetooth capability built into the Surface that talks to a mouse, so you don't have to use up your USB port. So all different kinds of bundles that we can offer. We can also offer bundles with multiple Surfaces when you're buying in volume. Again, your options here, the lineup's pretty simple. There's the Surface at 64 gig and 128 gig hard drive size. Then the Surface Pro 3, there's one i3 model, and then 2 i5 and 2 i7 models with varying solid-state hard drive sizes and additional options for RAM. As you get to the Surface Pro 3, you get into the 4 to 8 gigs of RAM, and you can add additional ones beyond that when you purchase it through ITP. So again, Surface Pro 3 all the way up to an i7 with 512 gigs of RAM, or 512 gigs of solid-state disk space and over 8 gigs of RAM. We're talking about a workhorse machine that can drive CAD applications, that has a full dedicated graphics GPU. It can drive up to 8 full HD displays. I mean, these are truly desktop replacement level devices. And at the high end, you're still talking a sub $2,000 price point for the most part for these devices. So because Microsoft controls that OS licensing, controls the hardware product costs, controls everything soup to nuts when you're buying from a single vendor solution, they're able to offer some pretty unique price points. And it gives you consistency within your environment, right? So let's say, and we're seeing companies do this, they go out and start just buying Surface devices as the only laptop desktop that they're going to give out in their organization. And they wrap those all with the additional 3-year accidental damage and full advanced replacement warranty. That means for 4 years now, that device is fully warranted against spill, dropping, or any other damage or failure. And when you contact Microsoft, they're going to send you a new one in advanced replacement. No questions asked after they review the damaged device. And so you can protect yourself. Even Apple doesn't have an accidental damage program. They put sensors in every one of their computers. If you bring one of your devices in for support to an Apple store and one of those water sensors has gone off, the warranty is void and you're going to be paying for that repair. And it's tough long-term depot service versus advanced replacement, easy replacement of your Surface Pro directly through Microsoft. So the real advantage of a device like this is it's leaning towards the cloud and its ability to integrate with Microsoft's Office 365 and Azure. So when you're talking about what your cloud strategy might be, here's some things that we've noticed in the industry. Some people's approach to cloud is still to avoid it. Not a lot of people, but still those folks are out there. Then there's the all-in on the cloud, folks like companies like us that want to grow rapidly and be agile and have mobile workforces. ITP is as a IT company doesn't have servers that doesn't run our business. We use all cloud services, things like Office 365 and Box and Right Signature and Okta for single sign-on and products that don't require servers to run them. You can take a selective cloud strategy, meaning that you're going to pick what parts of your business you're going to take to the cloud. And you might say, you know what, we're going to take the best in breed product from every single one of those. So for file storage in the cloud, we're going to choose Box. For email, we're going to choose Office 365 or Intermedia. And so you end up with being in the cloud, but being across a bunch of different vendors. The other approach and what Microsoft will suggest is pick a single vendor in your cloud strategy. Pick Microsoft and they'll offer mobile device management through Intune. They'll offer Office 365 for email for your on-premise licensing as well. They'll offer you Microsoft Azure for your cloud and cloud servers or virtual PCs needed in the cloud. Then there's also a hybrid model, and some people are choosing hybrid model where they keep some stuff on-premise and some stuff off-premise. Maybe you connect your on-premise to a vCloud Air provider if you're a VMware solution provider, or maybe you have Hyper-V on-premise and you connect to Microsoft Azure. And maybe you do that for security or just that psychological comfort that some of your data is still on site. What are others doing? 87% of businesses have something in the cloud today. Of those, 43% wish that they had adopted cloud sooner. The top service that's in the cloud today is, of course, web hosting. Not a lot of people that are hosting their own websites. But the second is email. So that's what we're going to talk about today as well. So we're going to look at why email is going to the cloud. We all know you have essentially 4 options for email. On-premise Exchange, Exchange and infrastructure as a service, a third-party Exchange cloud provider, or Microsoft through Microsoft Office 365. So on-premise Exchange, remember, we pay, we do this project, we install the product, we pay Microsoft once, right? And we have this perceived one-time cost. I say perceived because you still have to do updates, you have to pay for support, and you have to pay for ongoing CALs, and you have to pay for spam filtering, and you have to pay for outside systems not only to do spam, but to also mailbag in case my Exchange server is down or my ISP is down. You get control when it's on-premise, and you get really great performance when you're on the same LAN. And sometimes there are products that have unique integrations with email systems still. Maybe you have a legacy ERP or ordering system that needs to actually talk in the LAN to your Exchange server. The downsides are, of course, that you're still in the hardware software game. You're paying CALs, you're responding to Microsoft audits, all of those things. You still have to have your team doing supports and updates and service packs. You have large backups because email is mission critical, and we got to be able to go back and pull or restore an email from 6 weeks ago. And it's mission critical. People can't function without their email, but rarely do we see organizations actually deploy a highly available Exchange system where they're running DAG groups and multiple Exchange front ends and database redundancy and things like that. And most likely you're managing your own IP reputation. Your emails are coming out from your IP address. If somebody gets a virus in your organization, you can end up on a blacklist, and then you're down a whole bunch of fun. Another option is Exchange running on infrastructure as a service, or IaaS, or IaaS. It gives you that same level of control because you're installing Exchange. You're just installing it to a cloud environment or a virtual private cloud. You get that same performance level, maybe if you're using VDI with the same IaaS provider. Maybe you get the same integration options because you're getting a full version of Exchange. Cons are that the support costs remain the same. You still have Exchange, you still have large backups. You still don't have DAG groups or HA, but it might be in a cloud that's handling some of the hardware high availability. And a partner, even when you take it to infrastructure service, is still going to pass along your licensing costs. You're not necessarily going to be more agile from a licensing standpoint. They're just going to pass those on to you on a monthly basis. In comparison, Office 365, brought to you right directly by Microsoft, has the most features. It's the most integrated of any cloud provider. You do have some limited phone support from Microsoft. Let's be honest. If you're under 3,000 seats, Microsoft isn't really built well to support you, but that's why they have organizations like ITP and ITP's relationship with organizations like master CSPs like Ingram Micro. We can get you placed on a part of Azure and Office 365 where we can directly support you, as well as Ingram Micro and their service desk team can help support you on issues. So even if you're lighting up 25, 50, 100 users, which is well below Microsoft's threshold for caring directly about you from a direct support standpoint, we can support you, and we have avenues to get you support, and even to the point where we can get level 1, level 2, and level 3 support without needing to interact with Microsoft directly. Remember that Office 365 is highly configurable, meaning if it's there, if it's exposed in the GUI, or you can connect to it and run a PowerShell command on it, it's very configurable, but it's not customizable. If the feature isn't there, they haven't baked it into Office 365, then you're not going to be able to add it. So you can't customize it, but you can configure what's there really well. When we talk about Office 365, we want to make sure that we're all talking on the same page. Office 365 is a generic term used to cover a range of products. It's Office, the actual physical, regular, installed on your machine Office, Word, Excel, things like that. It also has Word Online and Excel Online as an option. It has Lync, which is now called Skype for Business, which is an instant messaging tool. It has Exchange Online, which means the actual ability to send and receive emails. And then SharePoint, and extranet options, OneDrive, document permissions, or document management. And you can buy versions of Office 365 that have just one of these pieces, or all of them, or select pieces of them. And it's really important to talk to a partner like ITP about which one is the right one for you. Because you might see ones for business, you might see the ones for mid-sized business that seem cheaper than their E1 or E3 or enterprise packages. But maybe there's a feature in those enterprise packages that you need, or an integration you were expecting with your Active Directory, and you didn't buy the right licensing model and you signed it on 1-year commitment. So you really want to make sure that you're making the right selection when you're choosing what licensing model and what products you're buying in your Office 365. Office 365 is being used now today as a great licensing strategy. Even if you are one of those companies with 250 users or more, where you have the opportunity for SA or EA agreements, so an enterprise agreement, you'll often find that Office 365 can be purchased even more efficiently than what EA agreements are going out at, either on a monthly basis or an open basis. Again, there's lots of different ways. You can buy it in open business, open value, under enterprise agreements, direct and online, and then through this new program called CSP, where you can pay partners like ITP on a monthly basis with an annual commitment, but only have to pay monthly for an enterprise-grade product, including all of your Microsoft Office licensing. So how do you get there? What if your organization is interested in this portion of a cloud movement with Office 365 and Surface, and you want to figure out how you can deploy it all? One of the first things you can do is do a proof of concept. We can help you with that. We can get you a 30-day trial. We can get some users onto the platform and show it to you. Find a trusted partner like ITP to work with. We've got really flexible options. We can do quoted T&M or flat rate work to get you moved over. We've done enough migrations that we know roughly, based on if you're coming from Exchange on-premise, you're coming from a Linux system, what we know the per mailbox flat rate to get you migrated will be. And we can provide detailed statement of work and references for how we've gotten other people there. Again, we have end-to-end migration project automation through a tool called Skykick, which is a strategic Microsoft partner. We're able to create a plan, show it to you, show you what employees are going to be migrated and when. Each of your employees then downloads the Skykick Outlook Assistance or SCOA tool. It's a little application that runs in the background and allows us to be syncing email over the course of time, so that when it becomes migration cutover day, we're not trying to get 20 gigs, 100 gigs, a terabyte of email data over. It will have gone over slowly over several weeks. And then we're just syncing up the last bit. And the last thing that tool does, that SKOA tool does, is reset up the user's profile, moves their stationery, moves their template, moves their signatures, moves any old PST files, and all reconnects them all without us having to roll a truck out there to touch every device. So that means you get a seamless transition to Office 365 at less cost, because we're not having to roll a truck and necessarily touch every one of your end user desktops. Who's ITP? What do we do? We're founded in 2003 right in Milwaukee. Been around for over 10 years. Grew from a legal ERP system support company to a full managed service provider. We offer strategic consulting, helping you with your CIO engagements, managed service desk audits and work, security audits and compliance. We also offer project work, get you your company from point A to point B. We have a team of dedicated project managers, both to manage our own team and any project you sign with us, but also available on an outsourced basis to rent our project managers to help your project run more smoothly. And then we provide that ongoing support, service desk, remote on-call service desk, after-hours service desk, or in-your-office type ongoing kind of milkman approach, where we go to your office every week, every day, twice a month, whatever you might need to provide the support that your organization needs. Again, thanks for tuning into this event. Thanks for coming out or considering coming out to an After Work Network event. We hope you choose to come to one of our next events, and we see you soon. Thanks.